Wow, guys. I am really geared up for this episode. This is going to be very special. So special that I didn't even change out of my PJs or take a shower. I only eaten half of my breakfast, and later on in the day, I'm gonna see the latest masterpiece by the greatest director of our time, M. Night Shyamalan. I'm a real party pooper because I like to poop at parties. Intro. Somepony to watch over me. Begin. Starting off, the adult apples are to go off and do business outside of Sweet Apple Acres, leaving Apple Bloom home alone for the afternoon. I bet you can already tell what ingenious plot thread will follow from this. No, not the child shenanigans at home. No, that just wouldn't be creative enough. No, through a series of misunderstandings, Applejack is 100% convinced that Apple Bloom can't take care of herself alone, so she vows never to leave her little sister's side ever again. I mean, as a kid, you wouldn't think about this kind of stuff anyway, but what about Applejack's workload, or her social life with friends, or her responsibility as the representation of honesty, or whenever she gets married and up comes the honeymoon? Does Apple Bloom have to be around her big sister throughout all those things and more? I guess a lot has changed since Applejack not listening to her youngest sibling over racial quarrels. Call it an overuse of all those cliches you've seen in other kid shows. Me, on the other hand, does anyone want cinnamon on their cereal bars? No, I'm sorry. That would be too creative. So, let's just stick to what we have in this episode. This fun, intriguing, not lazy, written, or exploited any other time in the past 30 years episode. 2 thumbs up. So after a few examples of simple chores turning into a play school playroom with helmets, I don't get that myself. Apple Bloom calls on her friends for help, and then decides to go make that super dangerous, super perilous, super worth ditching to watch over my little sister pie delivery herself. So Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle take turns pretending to be asleep as Apple Bloom. Such a clever plan. So clever that it doesn't have time for a 2-minute song. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. Let's carry on. But Applejack finds out about this clever plan long after Apple Bloom makes her way. And is it just me, or does this delivery path seem a little eerie? Like creativity is just waiting to pop out at any second? Is that a rejected monster design from Full Metal Alchemist? I'm sorry. It happened again. What I meant to say was, a creature mix of a tiger, a goat, and a snake ambush Apple Bloom and attempt to eat her pies. And maybe her too. I don't know, can you get away with that in a TVY rating? Well, all those creatures combined for that chimera, they are sisters, so that's something. And then nothing. But Applejack arrives to fight off the creature in the coolest looking climax. the most creative ending to all of this, as Applejack uses all kinds of tricks at her disposal, all the while fires from hell burst from visually pleasing, to say the least. And then comes the final blow as Applejack defeats the monster, not with force, but with ricotta! Mother-fucking ricotta saves the day! Why is something so strange and yet so creative, and something is so bland and inspiring and so boring and so boring? Watch over me! Watch the cereal box going down my throat like it's some sort of I'm so sorry, guys! For reals this time! It's just... How can you have a real, funny, creative ending like that, then followed up by a really bland message that we already got in the first minute of the episode? While this New Orleans joke is thrown in there for some reason, I don't know. The whole, at least 18 minutes tops of just bland, uncreative, and not very interesting storyline is made up by that last fight scene. It's something to behold. Something that a beholder would truly admire. I mean, there's nothing bad in this episode really, but once again, an overdone story with overused jokes and overpredicted outcomes does not win this guy over. Which is a shame, really, because Applejack has headlined a few great episodes in the past, like these ones on the screen here. And then you get the really lazy setups from these episodes that totally make her appearances a real gamble for the avid fan like myself. Man, one has to wonder if, like, she's doing okay in there, like, and that she will get better soon. There, my magnum opus is released to the world. Oh, how the story of sisters bonding together through misunderstandings, overprotection, and helmets will inspire millions. But wait until they see what I have in store for them in just a few episodes' time. A truly timeless tale with no flaws, and every pony coming around to share their love and respect for it. Shyamalan himself has never written greater. I call it the sequel you've all been waiting for. Chocolate raspberry? That is disgusting! Who thinks up of items like this? Kellogg's? That was a waste of $5 for a prop, just so I could get something ingenious to be a setup for this bland, delicious, healthy, sweet, as part of a nutritious breakfast. I'm too cheap for it to be a plug-in anyway, so I'm gonna go eat a smoothie yogurt or something to wash it down.